guys, welcome to the second video in the speaking technique series. Today we will be focusing on how the way you present yourself can make you a more advanced speaker. We all have bad habits that we do when we're speaking, whether it's playing with our hair, slouching, wandering our eyes, or even playing with our clothes. But it's these small things that inhibit the overall effectiveness and quality of our performance. Today we will be focusing on crucial aspects to keep in mind so that we can truly blow the audience away with our performance. Now let's get on to the video. When looking at the overall effectiveness of our performance, we can look into three different aspects: eye contact, posture, and hand gestures. Let's get started by looking into the importance of eye contact. Eye contact is something that is so crucial for public speaking because it can either make or break your entire performance. I really want you to think about where you look when you give a speech. Do you give in to any bad eye contact habits? You want to make sure when you're addressing a large audience that you don't just stare one person down, but at the same time you don't want your eye contact to wander too much either. Therefore, I advise you to pick multiple people around the room at different locations, but make sure you maintain eye contact with each person for at least 3 to 5 seconds. So you can avoid staring one person down and at the same time you won't look like you're on the lookout. Additionally, make sure you alter your body position when you look at different parts of the room, because imagine being like an owl just turning your head. That would not contribute to the overall quality of your performance. So make sure that you maintain eye contact for a good amount of time, but not too long, at multiple parts of the room, but make sure you can make it look natural by positioning your body differently to address these people. Now let's move on to our second point of discussion: posture. This is one of my big pet peeves because it can go in multiple directions. Sometimes if we let our posture become too laid back, we start slouching and then we look sloppy. But sometimes our posture can make us look shy and timid because we close ourselves off and we look smaller and more cramped together. In order to have good posture, we have to make sure we're standing up straight. Plant your feet a little less than a shoulder's width apart, but make sure they're really solidly being your foundation. And then push your shoulders back, so then your chest comes forward and you look more authoritative. This is how your posture can improve your overall performance rather than inhibit it. Now let's look into the final element of public speaking presentation: hand gestures. In order to make your performance interesting, you need to implement a variety of hand gestures to go with your speaking. Because frankly, without hand gestures, you end up looking like a statue. However, not all hand gestures are appropriate for every situation. That's why there's a theory that you need to keep your hand gestures within a 3-dimensional box around you that's relatively large, but at the same time not too excessive. This will allow your hand gestures to be effective enough to be seen, but at the same time they don't distract from your performance. Here are a few that I really like to use. The first hand gesture that I really like to use is pointing, because it allows you to place emphasis on certain parts of your argument. Secondly, I like using listing whenever I have to say multiple things in a list, or if I just am introducing the main points of my argument. The next hand gesture I like to use is something that I use whenever I'm explaining a concept. It's kind of like a filler, but at the same time can add a lot of interest into what you're saying and draw your audience in. I also like using another type of hand gesture that I use when I'm comparing two different things, because it's different than just listing two different things. Instead, you really draw a comparison because it's kind of like a balance. The last hand gesture that I really like using is gesturing towards myself. This helps to bring a more personal aspect into my speech and can really enhance the overall performance. Well, that's it for this video. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you learned so much from this video. But if you need more public speaking aid, you can go check out my other video series. And you can also go to my website and read some interesting articles in the link down below. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next video.